Hey, this is Sam Black, coming off of a fairly unsuccessful outing with Lantern. We started off by beating Matej Zadelkai with Infect. They just have very few ways to get out from under bridge, none in Game 1, and then in Game 2 it's still pretty rough, because you get to protect bridge, and they have some answers, but not a lot, and a very soft lock stops them from breaking it, and removal plus, if you can make them discard or kill their first creature, you can usually lock them out of drawing a creature if you have Lantern Bell, even without bridge, or you could have Spellskite and not some of the other stuff. There are just a lot of ways that you can choke them out. And then we played a long, interesting match against Doubling Season Planeswalkers, which was a difficult matchup, but I think that I'm completely sure I would have won it if time were not a factor, but I did not play fast enough in Game 1. Obviously talking through things contributes a lot to that. And then lost to Tron, which has basically been a tough matchup since the printing of New Eldrazi, really. It wasn't that bad before then, but new colorless lands have pushed me to play fewer Ghost Quarters, and the new Eldrazi that they have access to improve their deck significantly, even without Ivugan. Gyreach Sanitarium did a really good job as a replacement threatening land for them to get. Gyreach was specifically very good against Lantern, since it just makes it a lot harder to stop them from drawing certain things, and harder to stop yourself from drawing the right things, because when you put a card that you want on top of your deck, if you have no hand, they can just mill it. So that was an interesting discovery. I hadn't played against Gyreach Sanitarium before. That actually makes the matchup considerably worse, which is sort of a big deal. And then against Jeskai, Game 1, my deck just kind of failed. I flooded out and died a million turns later to 20 points of burn spells. And then Game 2, I failed to control Nahiri, and my opponent had Surgical and was able to Surgical my Lanterns to stop me from ever establishing firm control. So I went 1-3, but matches played to their natural conclusion would have been 2-2, which is still not great. I think Tron is generally a bad matchup, and I think Jeskai is close but favorable after board. Moderately heavily favorable Game 1, I think, especially because of Inventor's Fair. They do get to make their deck pretty resistant in Game 2, though, especially if they have Surgical Extraction on top of discard and removal and Snapcaster, or not discard, counter spells. Anyway, in those matches, I was obviously losing to other remarkably slow decks for Modern, so I was not getting hurt a lot for the absence of Pyrite Spellbomb or for the slowness of Glintnest Crane. The Crane did miss a few times, which doesn't happen with Ancient Stirring since it can find lands, which was pretty disappointing. I have 24 artifacts, so it shouldn't miss very much, but it is a concern. So my conclusions from all that, obviously the match against Jeskai makes me tempted to go back to 17 lands. I was at 17 for a while and then went up to 18. 17 might be better. And not a lot to be done about the Tron situation. I think this list is in a pretty good place, but I think Lantern is good but not full-on busted, and sometimes you'll find matchups that are difficult. That's really it. I was really impressed by Crucible of Worlds. I think we saw it do some good things. I think I like it main. If not main, then definitely sideboard. I think that's... once Inventor's Fair is in the deck, I think that Crucible is a bigger upgrade for the deck than Gluttonous Crane, though both are pretty exciting. So it's good to see the deck continue to evolve and progress, and it's definitely something that I'm going to keep working on, but for the moment I can't say that I like it more than Death Shadow, for example. Anyway, that's it for now.